Happy Magical Monday. And we're here this week with the perspective card. This card's a little difficult to see, but it's actually my kids, and they're having a sleepover. They're having a slumber party in the tent last summer. So they're tucked into their sleeping bags and their little faces are just sticking out. And this card, perspective, is again just such a huge mindset shift. So I'm going to read the back and then we'll go into it a little bit more. Cultivate the perspective of others. Release all judgment so the truth may appear. Create space with an open heart to see from all points of view. Infuse your perspective with love so there's only understanding and connection. And so I put this picture of the kids in the sleeping bags for perspective because from a kid's perspective, camping out on the deck in sleeping bags in a tent is so much fun. My cat decided to jump up on me during this video. And when we realize just day-to-day actions and events that our kids are doing, and we see it from their perspective, it changes everything. And so I loved that picture for that card, and it worked so beautifully. And I went one step further in the blog post. And I went one step further with our own inner child. I know some people have done a lot of work with their inner child. Some people are like, what is an inner child? I'll briefly explain. So our inner child is just that. The memories and the experiences that we have as a child get locked into our body. And as a massage therapist, I know this to be true. Our memories and our emotions and our feelings actually get captured in our muscles. And any trauma that we experience as a child, any experiences as a child that were very devastating to us, actually get trapped in our bodies. And sometimes people can actually feel and relive those memories and experiences in the same, if they did experience trauma, any bruises or anything like that will actually reappear on their body. Amazing. Our bodies are so amazing. So if you're one of those people who are like, the past is the past, I don't need to be living that again, well, sorry to say, but it's actually stuck in your body. If you haven't dealt with it and you were a child and you actually, had to just deal, a lot of time it's just there. It's stuck in there and it's actually affecting you. It doesn't have to be you going to therapy for 20 years to get it out. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying sit down and just be. Take a deep breath and center yourself and just be. And I want you to start thinking of your childhood. If there's anything that comes up, even any experiences that you really wanted to do as a child that you just weren't able to do. Maybe your parents didn't have the finances to do it. Maybe they didn't know that you wanted to do it. Anything like that. So an example, say when you were a child, you saw a picture of Disneyland. I'm not a big fan of Disneyland, but example, and you always wanted to go to Disneyland. Take your inner child to Disneyland. That's how you heal. So, and it doesn't even have to be, if Disneyland really is the place, then you need to go to Disneyland and experience that. Take your kids and experience it with them. Have their joy, add to your joy, and just be a kid. Say you really wanted to go see, say you saw a magazine article when you were a little kid and there was a picture of Hawaii. And you always wanted to go to Hawaii because there was this picture of a luau and it looked so amazing. That's more my kind of vision. But your parents were like, no, there's no way we could take our family to Hawaii. It's out of the question. That's where you, as the magical mama, put your intentions down. Put in your journal, my family and I will go to Hawaii. I will be at a luau and I will be give all the details. I will be dressed to the nines, I will have my lei on, and I will be so amazing and magical, and my whole family will have the experience of a lifetime, and this is how I will heal. Put that intention down. And those are things that, from your perspective as an adult, you now have the ability to make that happen. Do not make excuses that you cannot still do these things. Please write them down, set them as goals, and work at them. Maybe it'll take you 10 years to get to Hawaii by the time you can afford it. It doesn't matter. Start thinking and creating these things that need to happen so that your body can heal. We need to let ourselves know that we create our lives. As children, we often don't have that knowing. Our kids do not necessarily know that they create our lives. At least some kids don't. They don't realize that they have choices, that they do not have to do things, that they still have a choice of what what goes into their body, what is done to their body. Some kids do not have these choices. And a lot of times when we were growing up, most kids didn't realize that that was the case. We listened to our parents, we obeyed. When we were told something, we listened and we did it. And it's now time to evolve that frame of mind. It's now time to empower our children to choose to do things because they long to have a connection with us. A lot of times kids will go right along with what we want because they love us and honor us and want to make us happy. But we need to realize that they have desires and needs and wants as well. And so as a perspective is given, we need to realize that our kids and our child's perspective is just as important and vital as our perspective. And so first, in order to really see, feel, and hear our kids and validate them, we have to see, feel, and hear and validate the child within us. We have to start listening. We have to start being present and allowing those emotions that might be hard to come up. And if you know EFT or tapping, if you've ever done it, I've done it in a couple videos, but if you just go through the motions and feel the feelings, validate them, and see what could be happen, what could be possible to help heal that situation. So I've left you with a little bit of homework, and I hope that you will do it. And I'm so honored that you are in this community of magical mothers. And I'd love to continue this conversation on the Facebook group. So if underneath the blog post on the Facebook group, if you want to put your 2 cents in and say what your healing story is, I would love to hear it. I would love to connect with you in that way. And if you're not on the Facebook group, it's facebook.com/groups/magicalmothering/. So hope to see you there. And I'm just so grateful again that you're here and connecting and growing and transforming with me. Happy Monday, Magical Mama.